Hello, 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 everyone. Okay, so I thought I would send out some thank you / New Year's cards, and we're going to be doing some foiling, of course. And here you can see I did one already. Are we lagging again already? It's way too early for lagging. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Hi, Heidi. Hi, Sherry. Merry Christmas, you guys. Let me see that. Okay, so we're going to be using our Gemini FoilPress here. Hello, Barbara. I have it on a medium setting, and I'll tell you why in just a second. The die is a hot foil stamp. It is Happy New Year, and that is designed by Anna Griffin. You can pick it up on scrapbookforless.com, I believe. I got mine from HSN, but you can get it from scrapbookforless.com. Hi, Heidi. Hello, John. Hello, Barbara. Is it still lagging? I don't know what's going on with my internet lately. It's just not wanting to cooperate. You guys have to tell me if it lags or if it cuts out. Okay, so setting, I'm going to be doing this on black cardstock, and this is just normal, everyday black cardstock, nothing special about it. Is I thought that would look very New Year's-y. And then I figured when I was done stamping them out, I have some, fireworks stamps from the ton. And I was just going to stamp like a couple fireworks around there. But I also wanted to try a background. These are regular dies, but I wanted to try to do background with these. So we'll do those in a little bit. First, I just want to stamp out a couple simple ones, and I'm going to be using this Glimmer hot foil today. And I noticed when I was playing around with this before that it took a little bit hotter setting. The Gemini foil is usually 10 seconds on low setting, and it foils perfectly. But for whatever reason, this foil, it needs to be medium and a little higher setting, so the medium heat setting and a little longer. So we're going to try it out and see what we get here. And I really like these two sparkly foils in the middle, so we're going to start with those. They have this tape on there. You just have to cut that off. Get it open. So did you guys get some cool crafty things from Crafty Claws? And this cardstock I have cut down to 5 1/4 by 4. Pixelating. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Let's see. Hi, Emily. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer got her first big shot. Jennifer, I could not live without my big shot. It was one of the first things I got when I started crafting. Actually, my dad got it for me, and I love it. Okay, so we put our sparkly foil down. Now we're putting our paper down, and I have it on medium, and I have it set for 15 seconds. So I want to show you guys, it is warmed up to medium. The light's green. 15 seconds. We're going to see how that works. Is it still lagging, guys? Is it still pixelated? Because I went on the higher bandwidth of my Wi-Fi, and I'm wondering if that's what it is. It's supposed to be better. Okay, so now I'm going to run it through the Gemini. I think I had that off center, but that's okay. We can cut it down. Oh, that came out pretty good. 15 seconds on medium with the glimmer foil. Wow, that came out pretty nice. Let's do one more like that. I'm going to use this turquoise color. And then we'll move over to the background dyes and see how they do. So one of you guys had asked me to do like a PDF on the difference between using this hot foil system and versus using mink foil. So I will work on that for you guys, and I'll post it on my Facebook page, Nancy Stamps. All right, so that looks good. And in fact, I'm going to write on the box here so I know next time I use this foil that it's medium heat for 15 seconds. All right, so I want to change this dye out real quick. And I want to do one of these background dye. This is a regular dye that you would normally cut out. So it does these little circles and stars. So I want to see how this is going to do. Now, when doing this kind of a dye, it's not going to cut those designs. It's just going to foil them. So it should hopefully leave just tiny stars and circles on our background. And I'm just kind of trying to line it up straight here on our little grid. All right. Now this is a larger die, so let me see how much longer that's going to take to heat up. And I think we'll try it with the medium 15, and if it's not enough, then we'll go a little longer. So right now the machine's still red. It's going to heat up. Now it's telling me it's ready to go. The light has turned to green. I'm going to try this foil. And we always want to put the pretty side down because we want to impress that up. So we want the pretty shiny side down. And we're going to start with a blank piece here. And I'm just feeling with my fingers where the dye is. Okay. For this one, I'm going to put my magnetic shim. This is the magnetic shim that you have with your Gemini Junior. Put that down. And then that's going to give it a little more pressure because it is a larger die. And I'm going to hit start, and we're going to warm that up. Remember, you can use any hot foil, so it has to be specifically hot foil, so not deco foil, not the foil used in the Mink machine, but you want to use like Toto foil, Glimmer foil, Couture Creations foil, which is what works with the Go Press and Foil machine. Okay, and I'm not plugging it back in, I'm just leaving it sit there. And because we use the embossing mat, I have too much pressure on here and the whole thing foiled, which is okay. We got the whole shebang foiled, which is not exactly what I wanted. So we're going to try this again. I'm still going to keep this because that's still a cool looking background. Hello, Margaret from Australia. All right, so we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to leave the magnetic shim off of it. Too much pressure. So we have our foil, again, shiny, pretty side down. Trying to think of how I can do this, because if I just do it like this, it might cut it, and I don't want it to cut. So maybe just a paper shim. I'll try this. Now, Margaret, is it true in Australia your seasons are opposite from ours? So we're having winter here. You guys are having summer there. Is that correct? All right, let's run this through. Is this still lagging, you guys, or is it okay now? There we go. That's the effect I wanted. And it did not cut through the paper. Well, that one spot did, but for the most part, everything is left intact. So just using a shim worked out pretty good. All right, so now if I wanted to foil over this, take this off, which is now taped to my mat because it had that super sticky tape on it from when it was new. Okay, so now I want to put Happy New Year on here. So we're going to take our die again. We're going to foil on top of the foiling and kind of line this up. So there's a 0 here and a 0 here on the plate. So all I'm doing is just trying to center my die. And then I'm going to put my paper over it. Hopefully center it. That's where I want. Okay. And then we're going to do a different color. Let's do, I really like this hot pink. So this is from Gemini. Now this is the multi-surface foil. So I'm going to leave it on medium. If you were using the paper foil, you want to use it on low. But I think we'll be okay here with the multi-purpose foil. You can use the multi-purpose foil on regular paper. I'm just going to cut some of that excess off. Okay. Put this plate on and we're going to hit start. We're going to do 15 seconds on medium. This fuchsia color is called Cerise. And again, this is the multi-surface Gemini foil. We're going to run that through our machine. Hello, Vay. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So we'll do a couple more Happy New Year's and then we'll put some cards together here. I'm going to try this is the Gemini paper craft roll, and this one is called turquoise. So we want to move the heat setting down to low. And as we do that, we were going to plug the machine back in. And we want to move it to low. It's already green, which is good. So that means it already had cooled down. If the words cool started to flash across there, it would do that because the machine is too hot, because I was just using it on the medium setting. And it's basically telling us to unplug and cool down a little bit. But since I had already had it disconnected, it had cooled down on its own. But for this, because this is the Gemini paper craft foil, we should be okay on a low heat on a 10-second timer. And you'll get to learn these things as you play with your machine. I've had a couple people tell me it's just too frustrating to learn the sandwiches and to learn the heat settings. But it's like anything else that you play with in your craft room. You start to learn what the sandwiches should be. Same thing, you learn what the temperature is for each different foil and what you're using. And you don't have to memorize everything. You just memorize the ones you think you're going to use the most. Okay, 10 seconds. And that is perfectly foiled. And I know it's hard. The camera doesn't really pick up, but it is, it's embossed as well, or should I say debossed. It's not a huge impression in there. You could make it, if you wanted to put a shim on there, make it even impressed even more, but it's just right. Now I want to take this die off, and I want to go to a different kind of background die. I have this one from, I believe this is an Anna Griffin one. And again, also has that awful sticky residue on it. And you can see this is a pretty large die, but we just want it to impress the background. So because this is a larger die, actually, I'm going to leave it at 10 and see how it works out. We can always move up if we need to move up. And I'm going to cut another piece of foil here, since I already have this turquoise out. We'll go with this one. And again, we want the colored side down. We're going to put our background piece on there. And I'm just going to use a paper shim. And this is just a regular piece of cardstock. Okay, and we're going to do 10 seconds and hit start. Okay. And again, we're using a regular cutting die, but we don't want the cutting die to cut. We just want it to make an impression. If you wanted it to cut, you would put a metal plate in there and it would cut. Oh, that is gorgeous. You guys see that? So it did not cut through the paper. It just embossed it and it put those foiling lines in there. So then we can put our Happy New Year on there. Now I don't want to mess up my placement. I'm just trying to figure out here how I can line this up. And what I'm going to do is just mark where I'm putting my paper. So there's a line up here. I'm going to put it on the number 2 and the 2.5 marking. Drop my die in place. Okay, so I know I want to have it at 2 and 2.5. So there are little grid marks on here, so you can watch where you're doing that. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go back to, I'm going to use that same turquoise foil because it will be a solid image. So it'll be turquoise over the turquoise. And because we're using the Gemini foil, it's going to be 10 seconds on low. I'm just cutting off some of that excess foil. Go. And then I want this at the 2 and a 2.5 rate here. Hopefully that'll be perfectly centered. And then we just put our top plate on. Hello, Janie. Merry Christmas to you. We're going to hit start. And we're going to save this because we could foil our waist with this. So we're not going to do it today, but we save those pieces. I guess I could have went with a more contrasting color, but it's still pretty cool looking. All right, so now let's just put some of these guys together. I'm going to turn this guy off and move him out of the way. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, because if you're thinking it, someone else is thinking it. This is how we all learn. We're all here to help each other out. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. All right, so I'm going to take some of these and put some cards together. I do have some card bases here. And these will just be quick, like thank you cards to send out. My daughter got quite a few gifts. She's the youngest granddaughter, so she got spoiled. So we want to use these. I'm going to send out as Happy New Year and thank you kind of cards. And they'll be quick and easy. Bye, Sherry. Have a good night. All right, so the stamp set I'm going to use is from the Ton. This is called Pyrotechnics, and you can see it has many different sizes of fireworks. It also has like these bursts. And for this, I would use some Distress Oxide inks because on black paper, ink doesn't show up too well unless you're using a pigment ink. And I'm just going to grab a couple different sizes. And we're going to use the front and backs of the blocks here. And let me grab a mat. just because we're using photopolymer stamps, I don't have my Stampin' Up! Pad on the desk. I'm just going to use this little guy. It's just a rubber mat. And we're just going to stamp on each one. And I have some Delicata ink here. I have some Encore ink. And this is just in different colors of silver and gold. So I'm just going to start with these. And just do a couple. Hello, Nikki. And because it's foiled, you can go right over the foiling. And if it you wipe it, I would wait a second and then wipe it. It'll come right off of there. And you want to do a couple where you're stamping off the page. And I'm really just letting the Happy New Year be the star. Hey, Heidi. These are my real nails. I took the acrylic ones off and gave them a break. They are super short. Yeah, the acrylic ones came off, but I did get gel polish put on them so that I'm not tempted to pick at them because I am a picker. So, yes, these are my real ones. Okay, so that one's done. Move on to another one. I'm trying not to contaminate my inks here. You guys are too sweet to me. I just realized I did all these and they're all the same. I didn't switch it up. Come on, Nance. Let me switch this one to gold. That one's good. We're going to let that one dry. This one I'm going to leave alone because it's already too busy. Okay, let's see what we can do with this guy. And one more. I love these inks because they're so vibrant. And they almost look like you emboss them because they're so shimmery and shiny. Okay. I think that's good enough with the stamping. So we're just mixing some stamping and foiling, and we will clean these guys up in a minute. So now it's just really quick and easy assembly. And I have some card bases here. Vay says it looks like they're getting some snow. Yee. Hello, Susan. You guys can keep your snow. I do not want it. I'm just using regular white card bases. Now, if you really wanted to step this up and make it super fancy, you could put a piece of foil behind here. And then, you know, this would really pop off of there because it's black. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick these guys down. So I got a used snowblower. My ex-husband moved into an apartment complex, so he doesn't need it anymore. So he's like, yeah, sure, you can have my snowblower. And I cannot get the thing started. And I have looked up all of these YouTube videos, and I'm pretty handy. And I put a new spark plug in it. I put carburetor cleaner in it. I have now gone on YouTube and looked up some videos and consulted some of my handier friends, and they have told me things, and the thing will just not turn over. So I might have to, at this point, consult a professional. So this free snowblower is now going to cost me some money, but here's my theory behind it. If I get the snowblower fixed, then I won't have to use it because it won't snow. But if I don't get the snowblower fixed, then we're going to have a terrible winter, and I'm going to wish that I had it fixed. So I need to really get it fixed so that I don't have to use it. Hi, Dee. Hi, Lizzie. I do have to work tomorrow, so I had a good couple days with Leah. Xavier, my oldest, is in Florida at Disney with his dad, so he's a very, very lucky boy, and I'm very, very jealous. But Leah and I have had a good couple days together, and we saw the grandmas, and we'll go see my sister next week. And you guys, she was so excited when she got that American Girl doll. And by the way, special shout out to Stephanie, who won one of my prize boxes. Stephanie was so kind that she made Leah a couple of dresses for her American Girl. And I got to tell you guys, she should sell these dresses on eBay. I could not believe, first of all, that she did that for Leah. And then when we got them, I was like, oh my gosh, these are the best dresses ever. And my mom's a professional seamstress, so I know good quality. And wow. Leah, do you want to say hi to your friends?
Yeah.
Say hi, Dee. Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Okay, so I have one more. This one here. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not real happy with the way that this, I should have done it in a different color. I mean, it still looks cool, but I think I want to mount this one on some foiled cardstock, or I'm going to try to refoil it. I haven't decided, so I'm not going to put that one on a card base. But here you can see we foiled the centers, and then we just took some stamps. And again, the Happy New Year is a hot foil stamp die from Couture Creations. It's designed by Anna Griffin, and I believe you can find it at Scrapbook for Less. What's the one where the lady's on and she does the weekly videos? Is that Scrapbook for Less? I can't think of her name off the top of my head. She does a lot with the Go Press machine. Whose channel is that? She has a ton of foil and hot foil dyes for super cheap, guys. There's really good pricing there. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. And I think it does look like, you know, a celebration, right? Another one. And if you wanted to jazz it up some more, you could put some sequins on there. I really like this one because it has that holographic foil on there. You guys see that? Pow. Yes, scrapbooking made simple. Thank you, Bunny. Scrapbooking made simple is where you can get that hot foil die. This one's cool too because, you know, you could even stamp over this one and really jazz it up because then it really looks like nighttime. Scrapbooking made simple. And then the stamps we used were from the ton. They are called Pyrotechnics. It's a large stamp set. And then the inks we used, we only used 2 today, were the Encore Silver ink, which is basically the same as the Delicata Silver ink, and then the Delicata Gold Glitz ink. I will tell you guys, when you guys are buying these inks, you want to buy the refills at the same time because these inks, they dry out pretty quickly. They're pigment ink. They're very shiny and shimmery. So you want to get the refills when you order these. Yes, I will link them, Dee. I will link the ink. I will link the hot foil stamp, and I will link the regular stamps, pyrotechnic stamps. Okay, and then the foils that I used were Gemini foils and also glimmer foil. So again, with the glimmer foil, I did medium 15 seconds on my machine, also medium on the multi-surface roll, and only low on the paper roll. And you can tell the difference because this box is purple, and it is the paper craft foil roll. And this box is pink, and it is the multi-surface foil roll. But also the colors of the center, the white is the paper foil roll, and the brown is the multi-surface. Just so you guys know. Okay, but you can use multi-surface on paper. Yes, Stacy. Scrapbook made simple. Whoops. I knocked you guys there. Heidi says her son was begging for an American Girl doll, so she got him a knockoff one at Walmart. Yeah, I will tell you, Heidi, I don't think Leah would have minded if it was an American Girl or not, but we got a lot of stuff online at Target. Target.com. You can get what they have is called Our Generation, and those clothes all fit the American Girl doll. They have a lot of accessories that will go with the American Girl doll. So even though Leah got the doll and quite a few accessories, I did go back online at Target and get her a whole bunch more, which is called Our Generation, and it was way cheaper. Now, what is cool about the American Girl doll is that it does come with a lifetime warranty. So just depending on how your kids play with everything. But that's all I got from you guys. Thank you, Lizzie. You're so generous. I love you guys. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, post them down below. Hopefully today's video was a lot better with the lagging and things like that. If you like this video, you can scroll up and give it a thumbs up. That will let me know. It'll also pass it along to other viewers. And I will link these items down below for you guys so that you can look them up if you are interested in any of them. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I did get the foil press from Crafter's Companion to try out and review for them. But you use what you have. If you have the Go Press machine, if you have the Glimmer machine, you use what you have. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy this machine to make these cards. You have other items in your stash, I'm sure, that you could use. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. I have to give Leah a bath because I have to work tomorrow, and she's going to go hang out with the babysitter and play with her new doll. Love you guys. Have a good Christmas. And as always,
keep on stamping.
bye.
Bye-bye.